Okay, today we're breaking down a seriously fascinating framework to completely rebuild your focus and execution from absolute zero. Most people kind of think the only way to win is to just make a ton of noise, let everyone know exactly what they're up to. But actually, scratch that. We're going to start by looking at a psychological trap that literally kills dreams before they're even born. Because honestly, the most dangerous version of you isn't the one bragging online. It's the one who quietly goes dark, fixes their life in secret, and returns totally unrecognizable.
We naturally want to announce our goals to the world. It's human nature, right? But we really need to contrast all that noise of broadcasting your intentions with the quiet, undeniable power of just doing the work in the dark. Think about it. When we decide to change our lives, our very first instinct is to tell everybody. We post that gym selfie before we even lift a single weight, or we talk up our new business idea before writing a single line of code. But here's the thing. Loud intentions are super fleeting, while silent execution, well, that's where the actual, real transformation happens.
So why exactly do we do this? Well, science actually has the answer. When you announce your goals, your brain gets this premature hit of dopamine. You are literally feeling the satisfaction of the achievement without actually doing any of the hard work. Your brain honestly, genuinely cannot tell the difference between a social media like and actually running that marathon. Crazy, right? You get all the applause for a race you haven't even run yet. And as soon as that applause dies down, poof, your motivation just evaporates, leaving you exactly where you started.
Let's do a quick pattern interrupt right now. Ask yourself, how many times have you announced a massive goal only to just abandon it a few days later? Really think about it. How many times have you told a buddy, yep, this is the month I finally get in shape, only to completely quit 4 days later just because the noise killed your execution? If you truly deeply want to rebuild your life, you've got to step out of the spotlight.
Let's dive right into this by exploring part 1, the story of the broken architect.
So picture this. It's 2018. Arthur is this brilliant 34-year-old architect, but he is completely bankrupt, absolutely heartbroken from a failed relationship, and literally sleeping on a mattress on the floor of a rented room. Every single morning, he woke up with this crushing weight on his chest. His friends kept blowing up his phone, texting him, asking, what his next move was going to be. But instead of answering and trying to explain how he was going to fix everything, Arthur made a super radical decision. He just deleted his apps, switched to a private phone line that he only shared with his mom, and went completely silent for 180 days. For 6 whole months, his social circle genuinely thought he had vanished off the face of the earth. But Arthur wasn't giving up. He was constructing.
Now, during those 180 days of pure silence, this hidden routine started to take shape. Inside that tiny room, he was waking up at 5 a.m. every single day. He spent 2 solid hours studying new software, then 4 hours freelancing for absolute pennies, just to pay down his debts, and then he'd spend 1 hour running through the quiet streets when absolutely no one else was awake.
And throughout this entire 6-month process, Arthur didn't post a single photo of his running shoes, he didn't brag about his 5 a.m. wake-ups on social media. Why? Because Arthur realized something crucial. Validation from others is just cheap fuel. He wanted something way stronger and way more durable. He wanted self-respect. And guys, self-respect is built in the dark.
When Arthur finally re-emerged 6 months later, absolutely everything had changed. He didn't need to explain his absence to anyone because his results did all the talking for him. His totally debt-free status, his brand new high-paying remote job, and his 25-pound weight loss, they spoke for him. When old friends asked where he'd been, he just smiled. His presence was his explanation. So powerful.
All right, so how do we do this? Let's move to step 1, the information fast.
So how can you construct your own comeback, your own 180 days? Well, this framework relies on 4 specific steps, and it kicks off by dealing head-on with our world of chronic overstimulation. Look, your brain simply cannot build a new version of you if it is constantly consuming the curated, picture-perfect lives of total strangers. You know that feeling? That constant fear of missing out, where you end up comparing your messy behind-the-scenes footage with everyone else's polished highlight reel. It's a totally impossible standard, and it completely drains your energy and your focus.
So to fix this immediately, you have to initiate a 30-day digital boundary. First things first, hide your social media apps in some folder on the last page of your phone, or honestly, just delete them. Second, set your phone to grayscale mode. I know it sounds weird, but turning your $1,000 smartphone into a boring 1990s pager is actually shockingly effective at breaking that addiction. And third, enforce a strict no-input rule for the first 90 minutes of your day. Seriously, no news, no podcasts, no messages. Just you and your thoughts.
I want you to do this right now. Wherever you are, just take a really deep breath.
Go ahead, drop your shoulders. Notice how much totally unnecessary weight you carry around all day just trying to keep up with the world. Realize right now that you do not need to know what's happening out there to fix what's happening in here.
Moving right along to step 2, the anchor routine. Now, when you remove all that digital noise, you are inevitably going to encounter a really strange feeling. Emptiness. And yeah, probably a bit of anxiety too. Your brain's going to start facing all those regrets you've been running away from. To survive this phase without just sprinting back to your phone, you have to establish 3 non-negotiable daily micro-wins. First up is your physical anchor, just moving your body for 30 minutes. Next is your mental anchor, reading 10 pages of a physical book, no screens allowed. And third is your spatial anchor, keeping your immediate environment completely clean, because a chaotic room is a direct reflection of a chaotic mind. Hitting these anchors proves to your subconscious that you actually keep the promises you make to yourself.
Which brings us to step 3, the execution crucible. So this is month 2 through month 5. The initial excitement, yeah, that's completely worn off. The massive results, they haven't shown up yet. And you are just working hard, all alone, in the dark. You've officially entered the hardest part. You see, we all have this expectation that transformation is going to be some grand cinematic montage with cool music playing. But the reality? Real excellence is just the unseen miles. It is the totally boring, unsexy accumulation of repetitive tasks executed with incredibly high intensity when absolutely no one is clapping for you. But man, that is where the real work happens.
Quick recap of where we are in the framework right now. You've successfully cut the noise, and you've established your daily anchors. So at this point, your one and only job is to just stack identical days on top of each other. Think of it like this. 1 day is a single brick. 30 days is a wall. 6 months is a completely impenetrable fortress. Remember Arthur, every single silent hour you invest right now is compounding interest for your future self.
And finally, step 4, controlled reemergence.
After 6 months of intense focus in the crucible, something absolutely incredible happens. Your habits have totally shifted, your mindset has hardened, and you have finally earned your own respect. You are genuinely ready to re-enter your social circles as a completely different person. Now, when you step back into the world, some people might be a little uncomfortable with your change, mostly because it kind of highlights their own stagnation. So you must protect your peace, maintain firm boundaries, never apologize for your growth. You have absolutely no need to explain your absence to anyone, just let your calm, quiet confidence speak for you without ever needing to brag. All right, let's look at your Day 0 blueprint. Time to start right now.
Listen, this explainer isn't a sign for you to wait and start tomorrow. Tomorrow is literally just a placeholder for excuses. Your silent comeback starts the exact second this explainer ends. Step 1, turn off your notifications right now. Step 2, grab a physical piece of paper and write down your 3 daily anchors. And step 3, make that absolute internal commitment to 6 months of silent execution. You can do this.
The world is loud enough as it is. Stop adding to the noise. Go into the dark. Do the unsexy work, stack your bricks, and ask yourself this final, provocative question. Will your success make the announcement for you? I truly hope it does. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you on the other side of your comeback.